I'm Amanda Lee Sparks. I'm an energy mindset coach, and I help people align their energy, deepen their intuition, and make more money. My company is called Spark the Joy. This is part 3 of 4 of Easy Tools of Transformation series. This one's called Power of Forgiveness. Let me just pull up my notes. And if you're there, say hello. Forgiveness is a tool that's been battered around for a long time, and some people just really kind of misunderstand it. But essentially, every time we hang on to things in our mind, like emotionally charged memories that don't make us feel good, and sometimes even physical objects that people have given us that we've just kind of held on to because we can't get rid of them yet, these things, they have an energy charge. And we've essentially wrapped up bits of our own energy in these emotional memories and sometimes physical objects. And every time we access these memories or see these objects, we add some of our energy to it. So this means if you've had particularly a hard life and a lot of trauma or a lot of embarrassing moments, you'll have a lot of these little kind of like energy nodes, is what I like to call them, hanging around, keeping bits of your energy, and likely you're fairly tired or grumpy or irritated a bunch of the time, or you hair trigger something, you'll see something, hear something, and boom, triggered into intense emotional reaction. The good news is it's really easy to shift this. We access the power and the frequency of forgiveness. And I do want to be clear here. When we forgive, we're setting ourselves free. We're not condoning anything anyone did to us. We're simply releasing these energy nodes of trapped energy. We're setting ourselves free, and we're claiming back our power from this memory. So there are a couple of tools to do this. Originally, this part 3 was only going to be about the Ho'oponopono, Hawaiian healing method, and then my team decided it needed to be a little bit more intense. So the Ho'oponopono, and it's a Hawaiian word, so I might not be pronouncing it right, and it's kind of difficult to spell. It's a Hawaiian healing mantra. And it's essentially just 4 lines, but it has a huge, big morphic field because many people have used this over the last, I don't even remember when it was first kind of invented, but a long time. It's been about like a bunch of decades. So it's quite powerful. And these 4 lines are: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. It doesn't matter what order you say them in. I always like to end on I love you because it leaves me on a nice note. So that's the way that I say them. Recently, though, I came across in either a podcast or a book, someone who was talking about the Ho'oponopono, and they had switched please forgive me to I forgive me, which I thought was interesting. And so I've been kind of playing with that over the last few weeks, and I do find that it is subtly different from saying please forgive me to I forgive me. So play around with that and see what works best for you. If you want to learn more about the Ho'oponopono, where I really originally learned it from was from Joe Vitale in his book Zero Limits, where he goes into the whole story of how he convinced the Hawaiian guy to teach him and how effective it was. I forgot the Hawaiian guy's name because it's been a long time since I've read that book, but essentially this Hawaiian guy who taught Joe Vitale the Ho'oponopono used this. He was some kind of head of a mental hospital way back when, somewhere in Hawaii, and he used this to basically clear everything out. Like he cleared out the whole mental hospital. Everybody got better and everybody leave. The thing shut down, essentially. It's super, super awesome and powerful. Okay, so what's happening essentially when we say these 4 lines of the Ho'oponopono is we're basically passing over this whole memory over to our higher selves, our universe, God, whatever your preferred word is. We are letting it go from out of us and our energy fields, and we're kind of like giving it over, like, here, you deal with this. I'm not hanging on to it anymore. That's the essence of what's happening behind the scenes with this one. So, and how you use it. Whenever you come across a memory that doesn't make you feel good, you use it. You just repeat it in your head or out loud, depending on where you are, over and over and over until you feel better. This can take some time at first. I think I said at least 5 minutes at once in the beginning of my journey. As you do this more and more, you shift your energy easier and easier. So it tends to go faster and faster. The thing about this work is it does need some consistency. You will come back to the same memories again and again if they were particularly traumatic or traumatic for you, like you encoded a whole bunch of stuff in those memories. So like you'll do a bunch and you'll go about your life for a few weeks or a month or a few years, and then suddenly that memory will come up and you'll feel again like so then do it again, because healing goes in layers. I did tons and tons of this type of work when I first started on my energy healing path over 8 years ago. And then I just did a bunch more last week when I was looking for memories of negative emotions charged around money from my early years. So like it's a continuous kind of a thing, but it gets easier and it gets better. As you free up, as you do this forgiveness work and you free up these energy nodes and this energy gets released and you're no longer holding on to it with this emotional charge, you'll generally find you have more energy in your life and things will start to change. Sometimes people of the blue will find you. Generally, it's all because when we change the inner landscape of us, the outer landscape's got to change too. Oh, super powerful stuff. And this works for any memory you don't feel good about. It can be like money memories. It can be someone told you your skirt was too short. Whatever it is, any memory that you have, when you access it, you feel like ugh, or you don't feel good about it. Use it on this. Another part of this forgiveness work is something that I got, I'm pretty sure from Louise Hay years ago. So when you have a particularly stubborn memory and it's taking a while to shift, this little saying can help a lot. So what I like to do is I like to, in my mind, when I'm accessing this memory, zoom out a little bit, kind of like a camera when you're watching a movie. So you zoom out so you can see the people in the memory a little bit. And I turn to the other person in this memory. And I say this phrase from Louise Hay: I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. And then you like camera pan to yourself in this memory and you say the exact same thing to yourself. I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be. I forgive you and I set you free. And then something that I kind of added on after doing this a bunch of times to memories is I like to then zoom out, like far pan out, so I can see kind of both or all of the people involved in the memory. And then I say to it, I forgive us for not being who I wanted us to be. I forgive us and I set us free. And this is pretty powerful as well. If you've got any kind of like energy healing, you're a Reiki too, and you've got the, the Hansha Shonen symbol or anything, or any other kind of energy healing, it's useful to have that on or working when you're doing this kind of work as well. It just kind of adds extra oomph. If you don't have it, it's not a big deal. It still works. Take a sip of water. Is it making sense to everybody? Oh, got lost in my notes. Oh, there we are. Okay, so there's Louise Hay. So the last thing that I really want to talk about is retrieving parts of ourselves when we're really young, especially. And something that is traumatic from our perspective. An adult looking at us might not think it's traumatic, but for us, if it's a traumatic experience when we're really young, what we tend to do is we tend to split that off and separate it from ourselves because we're so young and we just can't deal with it. So when we become adults, we still have these bits of energy kind of node stuff that are split off from us that we don't really have access to anymore. And it's separate in the sense that all energy is connected and all anything is connected, but we separate it from our kind of personal energy. doing forgiveness work frees up space for us to access these again and call back these part of ourselves now that we're adults and we can deal with them better. So I'm going to walk us through this now with the itchy nose. So if it's safe for you to do so, close your eyes. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Roll your shoulders back. All right. My healing teams are here and they're going to do the heavy lifting, even if you're watching this on the replay. So just take your attention kind of in your body and then zoom it out a little bit. And above our heads, me and my teams, we've set up a basketball size of energy. It's glowing, an energy ball about the size of a basketball above our heads, couple inches above. Beautiful glowing ball of energy. It might be spinning. Visualize this in your mind or sense it now. You might need to yawn or shift your body. You might find some tears happen during this process. Everything is all right. So now we center to call an intention to call back all parts of our energies that we split off when we were younger or up until this point. And they're now becoming magnetized to this glowing energy ball above our heads. And they're just flying in and being absorbed into this big energy ball. Going to give it a few seconds here for some stuff to finish up. Calling back all these energetic parts of ourselves that we've separated from because of any kind of perceived or experienced trauma or any other reason. Bring them back and magnetize into this energy ball. Once these parts of energy are in this basketball-sized glowing energy ball, anything that's not ours is being transmuted so that only the energy that's ours remains. That feels good there. So now that there's no more energies being called into the ball, we've kind of called back all that we have access to right now. There might be more, and you can do this again later if you want to, but for now, nothing more is flying in. The ball is just kind of sitting there glowing and spinning, so we're just going to open the bottom of it, and like all of our energy that's ours comes from the ball, and it goes into our energy systems, in through the crown chakra, and they automatically find exactly where they fit and need to be in our energy systems. So keep breathing deeply. Just let whatever you're experiencing be your experience. And then we'll access a frequency 3 and 8 to harmonize and integrate. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room and notice how you feel. I've done this particular thing on myself a few times, and I've done it for clients a lot. And I find generally when I do it, things get kind of brighter. Sometimes I feel more energized. Sometimes I feel a little bit depleted. Every experience is different, and it's okay. If you're going to do any of this kind of energy calling back to you that might have been split off on your own, utilize something like the energy ball to transmute whatever is not yours, because oftentimes when they're split away from our energy systems, they're off there in the whatevers, and they can be attracting things that we wouldn't want in our energy fields, lower frequencies and things like that. So make sure you have some kind of transmuting process that works for you. So, yes, that is the. Oh my god. That is the end of this Tools Forgiveness. The Ho'oponopono is super useful. That mantra from Louise Hay is great. And once you've done that a bunch, try this calling back your parts of your energy and see how you feel. Generally, people's, like when I look at them, if we call back their aura gets brighter and kind of thicker, and it's just a really, really great thing. All right. Oh my god, the comments were not showing up. Hello! I'm so sorry I didn't see you. How did you were you there with me the whole time? How did the callback energy feel? If you've got anyone wants to share anything. I know there's a bit of a delay. All right. Seem to make sense. If you have any comments or anything, put these in the put them in the comment. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you want more help clearing, this is what I do. It's my superpowers. I love to do it. So connect with me. Send me a Facebook message. Find my website, sparkthejoy.com. Let's connect. I have short sessions. We can get you feeling awesome. So that's all for part 3. See you next week for part 4. Bye.